Welcome to this special episode of the Wake Up with Gratitude podcast. I'm your host, Julie Boyer, and we're in week 2 of 30 ways to practice gratitude for the month of November. For those in the US, November is traditionally known as the month of gratitude, so I thought I'd share a simple way to practice gratitude every day. If you're just joining us now, you can head back and listen to day 1 and catch up easily, as each episode is only about 5 minutes long. It's easy to join in. Simply click on subscribe or follow the podcast. That way you'll be alerted every time a new episode is released. That makes it easy to start your day with gratitude and find time to implement the gratitude practice that I've suggested each day. Let's get started with today's gratitude practice. It's day 8, and today I invite you to creatively express your gratitude. There are so many fun ways that we can express our gratitude in a creative way. I was reminded of this when I had Margaret Alvarez on the podcast a few weeks ago. She teaches people to combine art journaling and gratitude journaling. You can try this today by finding a piece of paper. It can be in a sketchbook, a notebook, or simply a blank piece of paper. When I did this exercise, I wrote the letters of gratitude down the side of the page and then used a different word for each letter of the word gratitude that made me feel grateful. I added different textures with paper cutouts, things that I'd torn up, and used different things like markers, pencil crayons, and crayons. It was a lot of fun. If you want more direction on how to do this, you can listen to our episode called How to Supercharge Your Gratitude Practice with Creativity. Another creative way to practice gratitude was introduced by Lacey Mucklow, another guest on the podcast. She has created coloring books for adults and has one specifically around the theme of gratitude. Her book is called Be Grateful and Color. Now, you don't have to have Lacey's book on hand to use coloring to express your gratitude. Perhaps you have an adult coloring book or even a children's coloring book lying around. You can use the time coloring to think about things that you're grateful for and bring you into the present. Coloring itself is very meditative and helps us block out other things. When we color, we can be focused on what we are doing, and we can bring gratitude into our coloring pencils by focusing on the little things that we are grateful for as we color the pages. One of the ways that I love to creatively express my gratitude is to capture images of the sunrise. If you've been following me on social media, you know that my favorite thing to do is to share a photo of the sunrise. I'm incredibly grateful to get to live on Vancouver Island. It's an island off the west coast of Canada, and I'm only a few minutes from several beaches where I can watch the sunrise. For me, taking photos of the sunrise and sharing them with others is one of the ways that I enjoy sharing my gratitude most. And by the way, I take all my photos with my phone, so don't worry if you don't have a fancy camera. You can use your phone to capture the images. It's up to you whether you decide to share them or not. For me, the image of a sunrise always reminds me to wake up with gratitude. And the last idea I have is to write a poem or some words about what you are grateful for. Using our words to express our gratitudes in a poetic way is also a creative expression of gratitude. My friend Sandy Montgomery shares poems of gratitude with us on Facebook almost every day. That's how she chooses to creatively express her gratitude. There are endless ways to express our gratitude in a creative way. Which one of these will you try today? Will it be art journaling, coloring, taking photos, writing a poem, or something else entirely? I'd love to see your creation if you're open to sharing it. You can send it to me via email or tag me on social media. I'm curious to see what you come up with. All the details on how to connect with me can be found in the show notes. This completes today's gratitude practice. Make sure that you are subscribed or following the podcast to get alerted when the next day's lesson is posted. I have a favor to ask. Have you been enjoying this experience? If the answer is yes, I'd love for you to leave a rating and potentially a short review of the podcast on your favorite app. This helps other people find the podcast as well, and I love reading your comments. It would mean so much to me if you would take a couple moments to do so. Even better, why not share this podcast with a friend and invite them to join you for the rest of the 30-day experience? Thanks, friends, and I'll see you tomorrow for the next episode.